Hello everyone, welcome to another week of the Brute Scrims here on PUBG Mobile. We've got 79 players currently in the lobby once again for Brute Scrims, and looking from last week here, Bigfoot, it looks really interesting for the teams that are in this lobby tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this week, mate. Last week we had a little bit of an upset, and Qlash are back in full force this week with two teams. We've got MENA and CIS. And Totem E-Sports with us tonight as well. Definitely a team to watch out for. And Team Brute didn't make it last week to represent their own scrims, but they're back this week to represent in Brute scrims. And we really would like to see a Brute victory in their own scrims right now, so it's who we're rooting for tonight. But could go anyway because there's a lot of intense teams here. And there is even a team called Intense Pressure tonight.
And looking at last week's potential in the teams that came out, it was surprising that we saw Qlash and PROE as well as Throne on the top 3 positions, and having PROE, a team that was new last week to the Brute Scrims scene, taking down second place, and not just second place, but second place with the highest amount of kills, 36 kills and 65 points in total over the 4 games last week.
Just big numbers there, really chatting about who's dominant right now, and you do tend to see repeat behaviour unless the team gets wiped out in a freak accident or just complete over-aggressive early play. You do tend to see repeat behaviour from some of these teams, just really getting those high kills, high placement consistently.
And that's what we're going to likely expect coming into the 4 games once again tonight. We expect Qlash, we expect PROE, we expect Throne to be on top in these scrims once again tonight. And looking also at the side of even PENTA, who's going to be joining in these scrims as well. Another team that has that potential. And even the side of Aequilibritas E-Sports, another team that would likely have the potential here to go in. There's so many teams that have the ability and the skill to take down these top spots, Bigfoot, but it's going to be all about the execution going into game 1 here.
Yeah, it's looking like one of our first little hot drops is in Novorednoye, and we do have intense pressure surrounding out Qlash here. This would be the Qlash MENA team, and it's looking like Leo's already on low health, so like we just said, a dominant team from last week, already under that intense pressure in the early game.
And that's what we may expect from these teams, is to target the top teams in the first couple of games, take them down, offer the scoreboard potential in tonight's scrims, is perhaps a thing that we might see occurring here in these 4 games. And we see Qlash MENA right now, not to be confused with Qlash CIS, team number 6, who are actually going to be all the way on the other side of the map, really on the south side on the military base. But Qlash MENA, it looks like they're being taken down by a couple of teams here, pinned in this building.
Qlash making a very uniform push here, but we do also have Intense making a very uniform camp, and do have that TPP peak going on, and he's still using it quite well. That's quite a lot of Qlash members down right now, also getting bled out straight away. So Intense really just outplaying Qlash in what we've seen a million times in PUBG, is this building camped out like that. One on the balcony, one in the corner room, and the team pushes together. And yeah.
Surprisingly here, Bigfoot, that we've seen Leo and Shadow went out, 2 members from Qlash who were dominant in last week's games, but we see Spirit trying to carry their team, can't quite find the bullets here and the shotgun to land onto Intense. He will fall down on the flank as Intense take down the rest and the remaining members of Qlash MENA in the first game. The reigning champions of last week are out in 21st place.
And welcome to Brute Scrims Intense Pressure. Nice to meet you, and you're just dominating Novo Repnoye. What a lovely way to meet. I see Deucey Morton go down, but I don't think that's going to keep Intense back. They've just getting that intense pressure constant here. Keen trying to push in and third party them, but they weren't even on that low health in the first place. And they have managed to wipe out one member of Keen already.
And not only taking down the winning champions, but holding back Keen from this third-party potential. Nick out now running into the building as well. That's going to try take down potentially a member here of Intense from the other building opposite, but it's likely that Intense may just end up taking down Keen as well. They have the skill. It's been proven. Susie on the other side on the flank is actually going behind Keen here and positioning around their team, and we'll have to see how they'll engage here against this enemy team.
Scout just sending off beautiful shots of the M16 right now. Play Chiha was jumping around the rooftop trying to avoid those shots, but Scout's tracing there was just on point, sending that burst fire out. Susie tries to make the push to get Keen out of the play, but unfortunately Nick out strikes back. A little bit of a thirst, but not too much, and Susie is crawling away with some health. One member of Keen is up on the building there trying to keep an overwatch as this rev goes through. Are they going to make it to Susie in time? Nick out and Plav Chiha both are alive now, but on very low health.
The damage was done there by Susie to deny the rush in onto Susie to take that kill for their team. But Keen, they're now healing up 3 members remaining. As we say, Setsu has already been taken down by Keen. It looks like Keen actually looking like they're going to take down a member of Intense, as Susie will fall. As I say, surviving, they will be out of the game. Intense, so 5 kills on the board already. They can just escape with that healthy amount of kills in the early game and wait until this later stage in the scrim on game number 1.
Yeah, one of these teams is making it to the future, but I don't think both of them are. I don't think this is going to end in a disengagement. I'd like to see this end in deaths. And Scout is making that flank, long flank around the left-hand side. It's maybe a bit too long. No need to go so far away, but definitely get around the side of Keen here and see what damage can be dealt. Nurse isn't pushing forwards. Nurse is maybe in fact making a similar sort of flank in reverse. Plav Chihar pushing up close, and Nick out taking that sort of back overwatch position. And it looks like Scout and Nurse are going to meet up in the middle of nowhere here, and it's going to really decide the fate of this engagement right now.
And we're going to have to see how Scout can really flank the side of Keen. It looks like Nurse has actually spotted him out, perhaps going to search for him now on the flank, and they got to hope that Scout hasn't been spotted by the side of Keen. If they do realize this, they could be in a 2 versus 3 rush, which looks like this could be what is happening right now.
Yeah, it is. Scout's making the rush straight back. Nurse didn't actually see Scout. Scout can make it around this corner and get a spray maybe, but no, Nurse spots him.
Flank will be spotted out there. Still the intense skirmish here between Intense Damage and Keenan. We're gonna have to be careful here as Nurse versus Scout. This spray wars will come out likely, and Nurse can't find that the knock onto Scout. Going to punch him down, and that will be Scout likely out of the game. He will be taken down. Only 2 members left for Intense, as Keen with the 3rd man party really put on the pressure onto this team.
Can they do it again? No.
Another member falls there, and Intense will fall down. That will be 19 teams left in the game here as Keen take down the squad, securing 4 kills for themselves. They do lose 1 member. Setsu has been taken out, so the slight damage has been done, but not going to be enough to stop Keen moving into the later stages of this game with 3 members.
And another new squad for me is Arab Madness, who we can see up here in the Pubg. Currently in a bit of an engagement with Panic. It looks like Quiet might have gone down, or at least a very low health, and is healing up there. Shamari is getting some serious damage from the play zone, but well, not too much. Toxic goes down. They're quiet there, so that is 2 knocked for Panic. Arab Madness going to make the push.
Arab Madness coming in here, the new team. They have to try prove themselves as a dominant force in this scrim tonight. Then they're starting this off strong against Panic right now. But Quiet moving on the flank. We see one remaining member on the other side as Rambo survives up on the second floor. But they're moving in for this execution. Rambo, all he can do is try to fend off this 3-man engagement, 4-man, and make that a deletion of the entire side of Panic, as 4-man members of Arab Madness run them down and mow down 4 kills in this start of the game. But they're going to have to move closer into this border, as it has taken a fair amount of distance between them and the play zone.
Yeah, and the way they waited for each other on the top of those stairs there before going into what they knew to be the viewpoint of the camp spot. It's really good timing, really good teamwork there. And I think we can expect to see a lot from Arab Madness after seeing that perfectly executed wait and charge.
And looking at round of the map here, there has been obviously the side of Brute, the host team here up in Georgia Pole. That plane path earlier at the start of the game did favour Georgia Pole very slightly. But what we do see now around Pachinki is actually, it looks like PROE versus Totem, and 2 teams that became 2nd and 9th last week going to be skirmishing up against each other.
It looks like the damage is already dealt up here on the top of this hill. Anomaly is down. Din is prone. Wasted and Yogan just on very low health. Wasted healed up. So many tacticals flying around right now. Are any of them going to land? That nade is just taking the right angle but blew up a bit too soon.
And looking round from the side of PROE's side, with Anomaly is going to get revived back up most likely. Just have to watch it the nade doesn't land onto 2 members. They're going to try and move further back before they revive Anomaly out of the range of the grenades from the firing side of Totem. Totem, a strong team. They actually do manage to find one though. Yogan manages to take that nade straight on top of Anomaly. They weren't far enough back. They lose one. It's now going to be 3 members of PROE to fend off this Totem squad.
Yeah, that rev just coming in a little bit too late there, and it didn't take much from that grenade to just knock the health off. Really, really little tiny bit of chip damage was enough. Really unfortunate for PROE there. Totem still making this push in. Chris taking the snake push.
Looks like Krish on the other side here is going to move through the smoke, but he can't go over this hill for fear of being shot down by the side of PROE. They do have this hill between them, which is vital, as well as the cars and vehicles. We say how often that is important. They do find one onto Totem, but now PROE taking down. 2 of them falling down though. Is Stay on the back foot, is trying to flank them. Chris has to come up. It's going to be Stay versus Chris. Chris takes down Stay. Now comes Patella in on the fight as well. They do manage to find Chris. That's going to be so important for the side of PROE to stay alive right now.
Yeah, the automatic MK just absolutely unrelenting in any situation. M249 as well helping out in this situation. Those crate weapons really just helping to deal the damage in this engagement. And PROE coming out on top. Unfortunately only with 2 players, but they are coming out strong with 4 kills and lots of loot now. Nades are coming in from PENTA, who've been sitting tidy in the compound down the hill, waiting for the engagement to be over, and they've just snuck in and just finish them off like that. Absolute nightmare for PROE.
Yeah, PENTA taking him down. PROE sniped before the smoke shield could come down for Fratella, and that's going to be PROE taken down in 17th place, as we see 1st and 2nd now fall in game number 1 from last week. And it's all changing in this game number 1 here, Big Fu, as we see new teams with Arab Madness coming in, as we see new returning teams to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, where are Arab Madness right now? Because that was an excellent start for them. They're driving in from the east now, maybe about to bump into VAE.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they face against VAE VICTIS here. And they also are a new team moving into the Brute Scrims this week, and it's going to be interesting to see this matchup between you two teams and who has actually that better technical skill in the scrims tonight. Is it going to be VAE or is it going to be a Rav Manus? We'll just have to find out. I expect perhaps a skirmish to come in, but Rav Manus are going to have to suss this out. Take down notes on the location of where VAE are going to actually be.
As soon as I see one perfect team play from a team, I'm always keen to see more. See how that can span out over different situations, and just the way they waited at the top of those stairs before the charge, like, just really makes me start to think that these are a well-trained team. And look, like, they're even pulling off in formation. And yeah,
border shifts here, and looking Bigfoot at these teams right now, so many good teams surviving in game number 1 right now. With both Qlash, we've seen Keen, we've seen PENTA still alive, we see even the side of, it looks like Universe here as well. But so many new teams, interestingly, still here. As you say, we do have AM, we have VAE here. We also have, by the looks of it, Vertu, another team still surviving in this game.
Just following the intense amount of squads driving into zone right now, and Arab Bandits there trying to pull off some kills on the way into zone, as lots of cars are making that shift right now, but missing the shots. Unfortunately, we do have so many different squads. Like, all the different fights have just seemed to pull up in Pachinki. Every squad has come for a Pachinki showdown. This is ridiculous. We have VAE, we have Fella, we have Team Universe at the other end at the bottom, we have Equilibritas E-Sports. It is kicking off right now. We have Qlash, we have VAE.
Reborn do take down one against Rab Madness there, but Reborn also lose one, unfortunately, to the play zone. And it's going to be interesting to see how, as you say, these teams in Pachinki choose to face each other right now. We've got to just see and wait how these teams choose to fight each other.
So yeah, rest in peace, Shamari. We'll see you in the next game. I will be keeping an eye on Arab Madness. Equilibritas very close here, but not really making. No one's really making that hard push yet. We do have Qlash CIS. They're throwing the nades into Equilibritas. Gets the knock and the confirm, and takes out Reflex. Sutro still throwing nades in, trying to get Guilio.
Silence dodging the nades there over the wall in the houses. Nades going behind them as well. And as we say, Guilio gets taken down by Qlash. Flex also taking down one of Brute. Keen also in a team fight right now. So many teams just immediately running into this border, and this is what usually happens here with these teams, with a border, with all these teams now coming in with areas such as Pachinki, the center of the map. It's going to be highly contested because the team that manages to pull it off and take that location is going to be so strong if the border shifts around Pachinki.
Yeah, and other people trying to make the move around Pachinki include it was Team 4 Victory, another new squad for me. It's just been knocked out by Flex there on the top of the hill here, and everyone made that move at one point. It looks like some people are even just deciding to get the hell out of here. Maybe that's Qlash just leaving.
It's wise, I think, for Qlash to leave. They have 4 kills on them, Bigfoot. They're not going to choose to engage against VAE right now, who have the dominant center point of Pachinki, and they're just going to have to sit on the edge and keep a bit of distance and stop any of these other teams, as well as keep an eye out on VAE behind them, with so many teams who are going to be moving in. Pachinki still in play with this next border shift.
And Arab Madness just choosing to sit back. Qlash weren't actually retreating there, and they're just making the sure the buggy doesn't have its tyres popped. It seems like they're not too scared to have this engagement bit by bit with VA without pushing too far forward. Kura from AEQ's ran away to a shed and is just chilling there in that shed. Flex are making a move down from the big hill now that it was overwatching. Are they going to come into Pachinki or just take that small compound? It looks like they're going for the compound there. VAE staying in that middle position, currently surrounded by Fella, Universe and Qlash. As long as they don't get approached by all three at one time, they should be able to hold down the centre quite well.
And this is where it's going to come down to these other teams to try take down, but we see actually Gun moving straight into the hands of Qlash, and this is going to likely be a skirmish here between these two teams. Gun looking like they're going to be in trouble. Still a full squad, but I save that, and they get two taken down by Qlash with the blow up on the vehicle, and that is not what you want. Just a missed position there, and Qlash take down two very decisively and quickly. And now we have Diablo here going to take down with a spray onto one. Qlash Sufri here on the edge, but they take down one member of Qlash out of position themselves here. Not before they take down two themselves on the side of Gun, and this is where it's going to come down to Gamers Unite Nations. Can they take down Qlash CIS here? We're going to have to keep an eye on them. We also have to keep an eye on Flex on the outside, as well as Aequilibritas. The border does now shift out of Pachinki. It is going to now be a move likely from VAE into this new zone. Arab Manis, the new team, now in favour over all the other teams of this border positioning.
Oh, that intense fight there between Gun and Qlash, and it did not know which way that was going to go. It looked like Qlash were all over them when they crashed into the compound, but they managed to switch the tides round. But overall, Qlash come back with a beautiful molly that burns Chrono to death, and they just finish off with a spray. But oh wow, did you see that? Someone was shooting at the same time a nade went off. Wow, and they just get deleted.
Destroy them. Right there, VAE moving in right behind Qlash and taking advantage of Qlash from both sides here with the help of it. Obviously, Gamers Unite Nation taking down themselves.
I think Penta was sending shots in from the back too there. And that's like that little. I need to check the replay on that one and put that one in slow motion, because he kind of exploded and died at the same time from the gunshots. I'm not sure what happened. I need to see it super slow motion.
Root trying to defend their positioning here in the border against Keen. They get the knock up onto one. We're going to have to keep an eye on the side of Team Universe as well. Keen looking like they're being taken down, and Nurse, the only remaining survivor of Keen, as they get taken down from both sides by Brute and Universe here.
Brute parking those cars up in beautiful position on the tree there. Really good way to park up. Nice little bit of portable cover. Looks like Luzi's is getting sprayed from somewhere. And they've spied Flex making a move in on the zone. Can they take advantage of Flex's zone closing in on them? Little zigzag from Leon. One shot from Domino and it's all over. And he goes down. Domino can steal the kill maybe.
NATO takes the kill onto Nurse right now, and that will be another for Brute as they pick up more. Brute now in favour as they take down these teams moving in through the blue zone. But Penta also against Flex right now.
Oof, and Nova goes down with some sort of car crash, and it was on my screen. I can't hear Domino's gunshots. I didn't realise it was Domino taking him down in the zone there. But yeah, he also does get the kill on Gabby there from Flex, putting Brute on 5 kills now, really dominating this first game in their own scrims. It's what we wanted to see, and I'm glad to see them on top here.
And it's so important for the side of Brute to do well in their scrims. This is their home turf right now, and looking like they're going to take it with 5 kills and a full squad. They have the potential there. Aram Madness still alive in the game, as we note here. A team that is new to the Brute scrims. Penta, still another team that are alive. VAE, another new team. Still looking really dominant right now with only 3 kills, but the positioning out of this team has been on point.
VAE just stuck behind this shed right now against PENTA. PENTA also pinned from other angles when they stand up in certain windows. It's not looking good if the zone moves away from PENTA right now. They are about 1 meter from zone where Benyo's standing right now. He gets the knock on Unknown. He's pushing out through the smoke in first person with that extra little bit of viewing advantage that you get with the current glitch.
Looks like PENTA managed to find one onto Brute, and Madness take the second. There goes Brute down as they try move in. F-Cell from Madness takes that advantage. The only player in the zone right now. It looks like PENTA are going to likely fall as well as VAE. Madness could take this game number 1. They have the positioning advantage. It's going to be these teams forced into the border. But VAE still trying to survive through the smoke wall against PENTA. The spray comes through the smoke, but we can't quite find it. The grenade goes actually straight in line into them. Can it find one?
It's just so funny, man. They must have had so many smoke nades. And it looks like Madness just taking that slow, patient position in that shed and only moving when they had to really has led them into this top 4 right now. Whereas all the squads that did manage to make it into Pachinki and also out of Pachinki on top of that Madness are actually stuck in the open right now, and it's not looking too good for them as they have to make a push towards Arab Madness.
We say that Quiet looked like out of position there against RE, and the side of Reborn just taking them down immediately with that knock-up. Arab managed trying to find a couple spray shots onto the side of PENTA, but can't quite find anyone. Unfortunately, with them positioning here from Quiet, they do go down to 2 members. The vehicle there as well against them inside this hut. Play zone still taking down more as VAE lose more and more. They go down in 4th place. Now Reborn trying to take down more members here of Arab Madness, but he goes down with the Uzi. There will be taking down 1 member. Duxon, Michi and Benyo all still alive for PENTA. Can they find Arab Madness? We'll have to check at the scoreboard. I wasn't quite
PENTA won that, man.
There, and it will be and PENTA here. PENTA taking down the first chicken dinner with 5 kills against Arab Madness. Quiet, unfortunately, out of position against RE, and the side of Hermes there looked like they'd done just the damage they needed for the side of PENTA to take down that chicken dinner. It will be PENTA in first place. We have obviously Arab Madness, the new in second place right now, and we also have Reborn in third with Hermes securing that for their team. We have VAE in 4th, the next new team, and these new teams is what it looks like is the side of Brute Scrims going to really be the proving ground for these teams, as we see both Arab Madness and VAE. On top we have Aequilibritas in 5th, Brute in 6th, and Universe in 7th place on the top of the leaderboard here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good there, man. Really good dominance start for a lot of teams. Brute not quite managed to make it into those final zones there, and there was so many teams that did push them down a little bit. We'll see how they put it back in the next game. Of course we will. And expect some more madness from some of the other squads that were taken out a little bit earlier, like Qlash there, and Totem and Gun and Panic and Intense. All strong teams with strong players just going out there in the earlier stages.
And really unexpected to see both Qlash and the side of PROE go down really early in respective 21st and 19th place in game number 1, considering that PROE, a team who we expected to be really dominant with, obviously we see from last week 36 kills, but even Qlash, a team with 28 kills and high score points with 68 points altogether from last week. Here, Bigfoot, we would have expected slightly more from these teams. And even Most Wanted, another team that are here today who didn't perform perhaps as well as I expected. Only 14 kill points last week, but with 47 points in 4th place last week, we know them a team to be in the top 5, top 7 realistically every game, and to see them go out just outside of that is something that we didn't perhaps quite expect out of this week's scrims.
Yeah, but anything can happen, and there's a lot of chaos in that game there. There's a lot of unexpected like chaos, and there was a lot of people just concentrated. Like, so many teams thought it would have been a good idea to drive to Pachinki there, and ended up just being such a melting pot of disasters for so many different squads. As soon as you thought you'd wiped one squad, the third party came in, and then you were also gone.
Exactly, and even looking at Totem here, down in 18th place with only 2 kills on the board, and it's really down to these teams moving in and changing how the Brute Scrims plays out. And we said at the start of the game it was going to be these teams who usually are the top and the favorites in these scrims and in these tournaments, but the new dogs coming into these scrims, into Brute and into other scrims right now in PUBG mobile competitive scene, Bigfoot, is the meta seems to be that they're changing the results and changing just who is on top of the scoreboard at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's always beautiful to see a little upsetter like that come in and just shuffle things up a little bit. It's really nice, man. And people like to assert themselves, but my clan were talking about this. Some people in my clan were talking about this the other day, and it's like early on when they enter the scrim with a new sort of different style of tactics, or like surprised rush gameplay that people have started to expect less in scrims. They can do well for the first little bit, but it's the longevity of that as well. Once you've introduced yourself and upset the start of the market, start of the competition, you need to be consistent with that and adapt as the other teams adapt against you.
Right, it is about that flexibility in your play style to change how you play, whether you're a quiet team, whether you're an aggressive team, whether you're a team more on mechanics, whether what team, what guns you like. Maybe you like an M4, maybe you like to go sniper on the distance, on the range on your team, like we see some players do. Even looking more up close and personal in team fights, we see some of these teams really favor that. It's about changing it up as teams become familiar with how you play, denying their predictions against you.
Yeah, totally, buddy, totally. And you do have to have that adaptability, because running the same habit again and again can just cost you. Like, if you do have the habit of like, say, just dropping North Georgia Pole and looting a certain number of buildings, and you do it every single game, it is so easy to crack and just counteract that habit and just land in a particular place, go get your weapons and push the zone where you know exactly where they are and exactly how they're split up. So you can't repeat the tactics, you keep on changing and keep on adapting. People do take note of where you land and where you go, and they remember that.
And that's what we're just going to have to expect in these teams to adapt as we move into game 2 in a couple moments, guys. But we're going to take a quick break before we move on to the second game of tonight. And once again, congrats to the winning team, PENTA, who we expect to see more of in games 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I've just been struggling with the webcam there. I finally got it going, but we'll be back with the webcam in the halftime of the next game. And how long till do you know how long it is till the next room? Have you seen that there? I'm just going to check.
It will be about 5 minutes. So
yeah, it's 2040, so it'll be 45 for you guys out there. For 2045 CET, or 7:45 if you're in England there. And we're going through all 4 maps tonight. Just one game of TPP in each map. And so that does mean the next one is Miramar, and we're going to be moving towards that open gameplay now after this break. We'll see you soon.
To reach for the peak, dub in the dance hall, man, we're cranking it loud and we skank till we're 4. Capture the crowd with the rapturing core, man, it's dub in the 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 dance hall, dub in the in a dance club, in a dance hall.
Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night. Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night.
We bring out the love, get down now when I bust out the dub, when the bass boom box and I bring out the love, when the whole room drops and I bring down the club. So yo, bring out the love, move your body, bring out the love, got move for the party, move with the sub, so you get naughty, move with the love like it's Trinity Lo-Fi, so high with the love with the heart, it's strung like a clothesline. Oh my, those guys that still fly when they let their souls light. We bringing the freaks, thinking of cheese and trees, swimming in lakes and creeks, swimming all day with the birds and bees, smoking and spitting his Bigfoot and Zeeks.
Creep with the freaks, love life and die with me. Light shines in life, we love this vibe and shine it free. Digitally, don't we riding high and finding why we be to spread the light inside this life and rise in time with tidal seas. Wash away the violent paradigm with mindful consciousness. We woke the monsters up, but now they want to romp with us. This war's ridiculous, that's why we stomp on whomping dubs and bring the consciousness, lest the monsters conquer us. Break down the barriers, break down the walls. United rise, then the masters will fall. You and them and I are all the same sword, so we shine a light bright and never die.
Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night. Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night.
Light shines through the cracks in the clouds. Dark as the beast, gonna capture the crown. Light in a match, igniting the crowd. Spark in the heart of the darkness, burn it down. Burning carcass, rise and fight the might and magic now. A tragic force of masters in mass has captured, tracked us and classed our minds with screens that will crack when we free dreams and kick back and beat the demons' attack. We're shining light in the void in the parasitical class. Return the land that we taxed and burn the banks and the cash and free the facts. Break down the barriers, break down the walls. United rise, then the masters will fall. You and them and I are all the same sword, so we shine a light bright and never die.
Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night. Light shine so bright. Me love me life when me love by me side. I am alive. I am alive, burning all through the night.
120 people are already partying, and callers have reported that more are on the way. Away from the camera, roadblocks are set up, and then on the left, the police move in on the illegal party.
So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way, no, the show don't stop. The people of the vibe, yeah, we make a roadblock. So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way, no, the show don't stop. The people of the vibe, yeah, we make a roadblock. So Mr. Babylon Officer, why you answer the call of the devil? Come try and stop the rebel, Mr. Babylon Officer. Quit your job, come join the fun. Meditate with the bass and the blunt, Mr. Officer. You a slave to your wage, but I and I are slave to the bass, Mr. Officer. Say this suburb so sweet. Babylon can try and face off defeat, but you can't stop vibration. No, you can't stop the meditation or the elevation, and you can't stop the dub from vibrating. I'm Mr. Babylon Officer. You a slave slave of this nation. Break your chains and come and join sweet iration. Sound system play at the bass we are raising, and you know we roadblock the way in. So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way, no, the show don't stop. The people of the vibe, yeah, we make a roadblock. So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way.
Oi oi! We are back in the Miramar map and we're ready to see some more chaos. Will we see everyone storming Picardo in the middle of the game like they stormed Pachinki in the last one? Everyone thinking it's a good idea to get to Pachinki first, except everyone got to Pachinki first. Together, all in one go, putting up there in chaos. Only a couple squads walked out of that alive. Especially the squad that chose not to join in. Arab Madness managed just to avoid that completely.
And looking at that, right, Arab Madness taking down second place for them in game number 1. And we also have to take into account places like El Pozo, especially with this flight path moving from the east to the northwest side. And places like San Martin, like Picardo, like Los Leones, like El Pozo, and even the north up there around the water treatment, around Hacienda del Patron, which we sometimes see these teams go for up north, all available with this type of flight pathing. It would be very generous to these teams, and we could see a lot of early game team fights come out if 2 teams or 3 decide to go for the same area.
Yeah, it's looking like 2 Arab Madness members jumped straight away, maybe heading to Puerto Paraiso, and the other 2 members jumping quite late and coming back on the flight path, which is a bit of an irregular movement. You don't always see that, but it looks like they're flying straight over Impala right now. Maybe going to make it to these warehouses, maybe all the way to Puerto Paraiso, but they should have jumped together. But luckily for them, there's no one else dropping around there. I don't think Flex are going to make that push too soon, if at all. And we do have Qlash landing in on Los Leones, looking like pretty much by themselves. Keen heading down the sort of small road there, maybe looking for a car. We might have Reborn. Unfortunately, only 1 player managed to make it through the lobby last time. I'm not sure what happened there, but that singular player did manage to secure, was it top 3? I think 3rd place. Now landing in Picardo.
Reborn here, they unfortunately lost 3 members in game number 1 early on, but as you see, that 1 member there to carry themselves to 3rd, going to be up against through another team that secured that top 5 position, going to be down in Picardo. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on Reborn versus Brute in this early game skirmish.
And it looks like Hermes has made it in for a gun first, so it's going to be a classic arena showdown right now. It's going to be hard to catch every kill, but there we are, Hermes. Reborn getting a knock on Brute already. Are they going to get the second? Running behind Mari, another knock. Hermes with the double barrel right now. Thirsting Brute out.
And that's just the advantage of getting to the gun first, where you land together and you find another Brute just suffering and taken down completely and immediately from the side of Reborn in 18th place right now, and just suffering, as I say, from not being able to get to that shotgun first, their main fault in this second game.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost for words there. That's a really nightmare for Brute here in their own scrim right now. Just completely wiped, not quite making the drop to the arena in time, in placement, in position, in anything. And it looks like we've got a bit of a triple drop over here up in Cruiser Del Valle. It looks like we have Totem, PROE and Panic all landing together, but not quite fully engaged yet, although 2 members of Panic are extremely close right now to Anomaly, who's sending the shots in, changing gun, not quite enough, ran out of bullets and just like can't really do anything about that. It's toxic and Rambo spray down, but Fritilla is coming up to try and get the revenge kill in.
And this is so important for both of these teams right now. Panic, who got taken down by Arab Madness in game number PROE, another team that lost early in game number 1. And both these teams must secure a good position and at least a couple of kills in game number 2 to boost themselves back up on the leaderboard. And they're going to have to hope that these teams like PENTA, like Arab Madness, like VAE, like Reborn, they're all going to have to suffer at least in one of these next 3 games to allow them a top 3, a top 2, or even a top 1 finish if they can get enough kills as well under their belt.
Panic being really, really precise with the grenades and stuff right now. Got that first one right into Fratella, almost got the knock. The second one was nearly close enough, even though Fratella had repositioned. The PROE not really sure how to make the push just from this little bank here, so they either need to move around or wait for Panic to come to them, but Panic are already moving back a little bit, which does provide some movement forward for PROE if they want it. It is a 3v4 after losing that one overextended member in the little clinch there in the bottom of that building. Panic completely moving away now. Interesting how they're just not taking this fight.
And choosing not to take the fight with Totem right below them as well is going to be a wise decision, I think. Not allowing Totem to come in as a potential third man party into this engagement up in here in Cruz de Vel. And these teams being patient is what they're going to have to be up in the north side of Miramar in game number 2 right now, because none of these teams can afford to go down right now with 17 teams still alive. They have to all make good results in game number 2.
Yeah, that's probably why we're seeing this situation play out quite slowly here. Panic moving back, different position, but you know, it's quite a small town here. They are all moving together, so the inevitable is probably only one squad's going to make it out of here if they keep pushing in slowly like this. So I say they may as well just get it over and done with. Everyone's right push close on this middle building almost now, and something... It's all just going to depend on who makes the move when right now, because Panic are in the center, and that could really play against them for getting the damage dealt to them, or it could really play for them for getting all the kills here.
And it's going to be outplaying both PROE as well as the side of Totem in this buildings here and around this area. But it looks like PROE have them surrounded here in 3 different locations. Jasmine trying to suss out the location, prone underneath the window there, using the camera to try find a couple of members of PROE, perhaps for a grenade to go down as well. And these teams all very careful right now, but PROE know exactly where Panic are, and they're going to potentially try moving closer towards them.
But I don't think PROE know exactly where Totem are, and this could really affect them. Hilo from that long overwatch position just behind a little rock does manage to get Din. Wasted could be taking advantage of this right now.
Hilo also down there, unfortunately, and looks like Totem could be a team here to try suss this out and take kills for themselves. And Totem, another team that need a good result in this game. 18th place in game number 1 is not where you want to be, and they're going to have to now move and prove themselves against these 2 enemy teams.
And Yogan gets the left flank and knocks down Fratella before Fratella can even raise Din. Fratella is down and out. Now Din just bleeding out there in the corner of that building. Now completely wasted by Wasted. And Stay, the last member of PROE alive right now.
They should really just back off right now, look for a vehicle to get around into their own part of the map. They need to get from back inside the border. They need to get away from these 2 teams, but pinned down is Stay right now against Panic, against Totem eSports, and it's going to be a very tough game right now for Stay to keep their team in and alive in Miramar, because they need these score points at the very least.
And Panic need to try and meet back up together, so they think they know the full force of what they're dealing with now, and they're smoking up the streets so they can make it together. Stay might have an overwatch on that, but not quite doing anything about it. Could have maybe shot Rambo out with the right timing.
So you're gonna have to be very careful about when he decides to go for a shot, because as soon as he does, the teams will know where he is if they don't already. And it's going to be all about the patience. PROE Stay does find a knock up as we say that on to another enemy member here. Stay getting another. Stay has to try keep himself alive. Totem and Stay. He cannot go down. Uses a med kit, but Wasted is going to reposition while he's down and having to heal back up.
Toxic and Halo just snaking inside a building right now. Rambo just oh no, making a bit of a move. Totem all trying to make a move in. Looks like Yogan's keen on killing Stay. And we do have VAE nading Chrono from gun.
Exactly, and we're going to have to take a look at VAE as they absolutely nade down the enemy teams right now. In gun taken down by this team here. And looking around at the game, we're just going to have a look at how VAE choose to now move around themselves. In the center of the map, around these many teams from all around them on all sides. They have also with United Nations, we have Equilibritas up north. They have the side of Team for Victory below them. So many teams around in this very tightly compacted zone right now, with so many teams outside and so many teams on the western and southern side who are going to have to fight their way in.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not sure how Yogan went down there, but Stay managed to heal up with the bandages there and push out of the zone and just wipe off Yogan. Really, really interesting little bit of play there. Stay still alive, Wasted knocked out. I think it was Panic getting the knocks with the Mini 14 from the side there. Stay maybe stealing the kill. Can Stay push up and steal the kill of Wasted as well? Totem, Alezu and Chris over there in the far, far reaches. They've got a long way to go if they need to rev Wasted, who probably wants to stop calling because that health's going to be going down extremely fast. Panic there, sitting pretty comfy and probably feeling quite confident now they've got 2 more knocks.
And it's so important for Stay to stay alive, and Wasted going to likely be the next member of Totem to fall. Yogan, his predecessor here. Panic, also another team we have to keep an eye on in this northern side. As the border will start to move against them, it's going to force teams out eventually of where they're standing, and potentially we're going to see only one team come out very, very soon.
Stay hopefully caught that last little glimpse there of the smoke as Wasted burns out, dies, but yeah, maybe didn't see that. But yeah, Stay maybe just making a rotation now, getting away from this situation safely. And we do have some other knocks going on right now. 4v down there. They're shooting at RE, I think. Last 2 remember survivors of RE. Maybe about to get caught out on their way.
There against Vertu versus VAE. 3 members now down as VAE fall. That will be VAE taken down by Vertu as they wipe down VAE, the 4th place team in game number 1, down in 17th place. Now with only 1 kill on the board for themselves in game number 2. They're going to have to move back into Sanhok and see how they can improve in game number 3.
Arab Madness taking a slow positional play again. They seem to have looted up down in Puerto Paraiso where they started. Looks like maybe they drove through Impala and came in on that road there. Intense and Equilibritas not too far away from Arab Madness right now. I think Arab Madness are going to wait to see where the zone goes, but there is shots between Equilibritas and Intense. And looks like... Ooh, too sexy. I'll be back with a graphical freeze here.
And looking about at Intense and Arab Madness, these 2 teams who are likely going to wait and be patient around the squads to the south of them in this game. There's so many teams, about 9 teams below them, and it's going to be all about the patience and waiting for them to come into themselves there up in the northern side of Junkyard in the map. right beside the ocean, and the border actually eliminating about 10% of the play field with the ocean in play. And it's going to be interesting to see if the border moves along to the edge of the coastline eventually. And these teams around Qlash, we have Flex, we have even the side of FF, Gamers Unite Nation, going to be on the edge of this coastline to hope that the border moves in their favor. And it's all going to be about how the border moves to how these teams react in the next couple of minutes. Looking around here, we have to have a look here as well at the side of Gamers Unite Nation, moving themselves to a slight distance here between Qlash and Flex. But up in the northern side, we do see a little bit of a skirmish against Al Azahar with Universe and Scurry right now. The Orion Nebula here as they move in and they take a number of shots down. Orion Nebula look like they're in trouble here against Universe. Scurry falling down here. Universe also going to be in trouble here.
Guck dir jetzt mal das Death Replay an.
Orion Nebula still have 2 members surviving. We have 2 alive still on Universe, DC and Mafia in the game right now. We also have PROE stay alive in the game still, as well as Panic. 3 members in the game as well, going to be moving out the red zone and perhaps into El Azahar and behind the side of Universe to take them out. We also have a 10 to the south of all 3 of those teams, just north of the junkyard. And are you in the game at all, Bigfoot?
Yeah, I'm back now, so yeah, I'm just watching Qlash make their rotation right now. I'm going to see if there's any more gunshots anywhere. It does look like Equilibritas might be finally pushing down on Arab Madness here, but they're taking some knocks from another side. Or maybe even Arab Madness. No, Arab Madness did get that knock, I think. It looks like Reflex is lost. So yeah, they've got Flex on the rear end here, and Arab Madness have managed to push one of them down into the dirt and under. And the shots are coming in heavy from Flex. One of those vehicles almost exploded. 2 of those vehicles almost exploded. Guilo trying to dodge the bullets, but he just isn't quite Neo from the Matrix, and those shots are coming in strong. He's crawling for cover. The smoke's coming out. Kura nearly killed. Shots coming from another angle now. Gun just absolutely swamping Equilibritas. Flex, Leon getting the M24 kill now. Kura trying to heal up. Equilibritas completely and utterly surrounded.
Equilibritas there, Kura tanking the bullets from Flex to keep their teammate alive, but to no extent here as to do fall. We have Gamers Unite Nation, Arab Madness and Flex all around them and surrounding them right now. The vehicle's damaged, they can't move out for fear of being blown up by the side of Flex Gaming. The smoke screen will come out, however, and they're going to have to hope for the side of Arab Madness and Flex decide to skirmish against each other, with Gary moving very close to this squad.
Looks like Leon manages to blow up a vehicle and take out an Equilibritas member. That is not good.
You're only alive versus Fender now. The sole survivor right now up for Equilibritas has to try meet up with Kura, or could try just to escape for positioning against these teams, choosing not to get bottlenecked by the enemy squads right now into this game. And in a very open order of Miramar right now, only looks like 2 teams in the zone right now. A number of teams still to fight through the blue zone back into safety for victory versus Reborn. We could see a skirmish coming out here on the southern side of the map.
Flex made the aggressive push in with the vehicle, but didn't quite manage to finish off that push. and push it fully aggressive. And Aequilibritas might actually get the rev now, because Flex didn't make that aggressive as they needed to really confirm those kills, and now they're distracted from the side. 4v pulling into zone in the distance, gonna heal up on the edge there, and they do have further to go. A lot of players still got some time to go. Arab Madness in that compound they acquired earlier, similar to the previous game, the zone's closed in around them in a comfortable position, and they're going to be claiming a top 5 position with some kills as people move into the zone now. We do have 15 teams though, so it could still go any way, but most of those teams are outside the zone. Arab Madness going to be sitting pretty comfortable on that.
We still do see Orion Nebula versus the side of Universe. Actually, the spray from Orion Nebula going to take a knock onto Panic there from range. Orion Nebula still not out of this game right now, despite all of these 4 teams up in the northern side, continuing to fight it out for this position back into the play zone in the north side of the game. Orion Nebula still alive, as we say. Panic on the hill, Universe down below, but it will be for victory down below, taking down a number of kills for themselves against Reborn as they just turn around and take out 2 members of Reborn who were trying to make it back into the border. Almost 2 going down there as victory take 1 with Mido out of the game. 3 members alive for Reborn here. Home BNB and Shiro going to be moving down closer. Qlash taking a nade onto Intense for victory, also going to lose 1 member. Not the southern side of the border, highly contested. Bigfoot.
Very highly contested. Flex really wanting to take Arab Madness out right now, but Shamari is just managing to do that damage into Nova there with the Uzi, and not sure if this Overwatch is going to be enough. Shamari is firing back a lot, but does get knocked. Gabby also getting in the rear of another member. It's looking like this surrounding the compound is working well for Flex, getting stuff from different angles right now, and Nova might get that rev in. Shamari might not make it.
It's going to be down for Shamari to make it back to their team. The smoke wall has been put up, but will it be enough? Cell now moving in to get the revive in against Flex. The shield has been put up with the smoke there against the side of Flex, who were trying to find that snipe up. Shamari has been revived and back into the game. Flex do take 1 down on Reborn with the car being blown up earlier in that skirmish, however. So Reborn and Flex taking a kill up for themselves. Universe going to take a knock up onto Scurry, finally onto Orion Nebula as they take them down. Orion Nebula going to fall down, as well as Stay goes down to the side of the sandwich between Totem and Panic.
I can't believe this. Shiro from Reborn's just out of zone, looting a box there, trying to maybe get some more medkits. I don't know, but it's working for Shiro right now. No one expects someone to be all the way out in the zone, so he's going to survive a little bit longer. Rambo getting the nade on the Let's Do. Beast mode and Sutro gunning it out, and Sutro comes just out on top and goes down to Pubg. Furia jumps up out of that crate and finishes off the engagement, is now revving Sutro. It's looking good for Qlash here. 8 team kills. Pro Rock and Silence unfortunately gone, but these 2 people are still keeping it going for Qlash right now. Who is in the zone? It is only Arab Madness and Flex. Everyone else having to push in from the north. Arab Madness just being the zone magnet in both games. The zone just coming to their compound in both games tonight. They're just sitting comfy, and like I said, top 5, it's already 7, and the zone is still closing around them. They are looking pretty comfortable. A lot of teams really far out of the edges here. Everyone's going to have to make that push now. Only Panic Toxic is in the zone right now.
A number of players wiped out on the northern side of that border as it closes in on the play zone. But as we say, the border campers of Arab Madness there, they have been thrown out of safety. However, it looks like the side of will be Gamers Unite Nation taking 1 kill on to the side of will be Panic. I believe, in that northern side. But Qlash still alive, as we say, 8 kills. They're going to be driving immediately into the safety of this play zone. Flex around Madness going to be now fighting out these two teams. Only one can come out on top. Altabai here on the back foot with the sniper and the scope. They're trying to find a couple of shots, but Flex now take down 2 members of Arab Madness. They take one in return, but so do Flex take out another, and that will be unfortunate for Arab Madnesses. It will only be Altabai here going up for his team, but he gets shot down once and once again. It will be him also falling, and that will be 3 teams alive as Arab Madness fall in 4th place.
But that's still comfy addition to their placement now. Like, so their points are going to be, even though they only had 1, maybe 2 kills in that game, still going to add up to their global points in this whole scrim tonight, and they just need to keep that top placement going in the next couple games, and they'll be doing alright right now. But Nova gets knocked on the way into zone. The play zone gets cussed. Furia is on extremely low health right now. Diavla, another solo player, running into zone here, trying to clean up some kills.
Almost taking down Qlash there with a couple of knocks, but Sufu goes prone, stays alive. They're trying both desperately to take down a couple of members of Flex to make it easier on themselves here, but likely not going to be restricting themselves from killing each other, as we see Sufu, as I say, almost go down to Diablo on Gamers Unite Nation. They also just equally triangulated here around each other. The positioning of this hill, the height advantage is now going to be all for these teams. A smoke shield coming out for Sufria, who looks like they're trying to reposition.
Yeah, Furia needs to make it a little bit further into zone right now. Diavla's sitting very comfy, and Gabby is the worst off the zone. Looking like in 15 seconds, Gabby's going to have to make a move. So the smokes are already coming out. It looks like Gabby's going to utilize the smoke that's already been made, possibly. Furia trying to go for the edge, the opposite side of Diavla right now. It's the 1v1 situation as this circle closes in. Right now it's like the start of a chess match. They're just gunning for the right position in this terrain for the last circles. No one's actually trying to catch each other out just yet with the gun, but Diavla does have an overwatch of most of the battlefield and could see if anyone pokes their head up.
It is all about these teams moving around. Gabby's now where Furia was, but Diavla also on the back foot. Gabby's very aggressive, trying to get a couple of pokes in onto Furia as the border closes in, trying to get that knock up to deny Qlash from a 2nd place, a 1st place in this game. The grenade and Molotov goes down, but actually going to be Furia taken down by Diavla in the movement there in the run into zone. There was no escaping between these two teams for Qlash. They will fall down in 3rd place. Now going to be Gabby versus Diavla. The energy drinks have been taken down, choked by Gabby there. The smoke screen going to be again offensively used against Diavla there to try shield his way in closer to the zone.
Yeah, and Diavla smoking Gabby out himself, making sure he can make that movement in. Neither of them are actually in zone right now. They do need to move it off to the side. Really intense 1v1 here. Quite a lot of points in it for 1st place. Consider, I think it's about 6 or 7 points extra you get for taking out the other member right now. So it's extremely intense. And Diavla goes down to Gabby, making that poke above the terrain there. Didn't even see that one coming right then. And it does go over to Flex for 1st place.
And that will be so important for Flex right now with 11 kills on their team, on their squad, with the 20 points, making it 31 from that 2nd game is going to be massive for this team as they move into Sanhok, as they move into Vikendi, maps that are really all about going anywhere in the game and all about really aggression, and even Vikendi moving in. We've seen it so many times and times again. That map being really brutal in terms of kills and team fights. So securing himself 31 points is going to be major for this team.
Yeah, I really can't wait for the next one. I'm looking forward to see Sanhok. There's been quite a lot of chaos in these matches, especially considering we've got 5 teams out, so we're talking only a 20-team lobby here out of a potential 25. I do think 1 squad's out as well, which makes it about 19 teams. So for only 19 teams in the lobby, we're seeing a lot of chaos, a lot of people pushing in on small locations, and Sanhok's going to encourage that to happen an awful lot more. So I'm looking forward to the Sanhok match, which is next, and we will be finishing on Vikendi. Have you got any idea of the current scores there? Who came out on top of the first two games in that scoring?
Looking at the first two games, with PENTA taking down game number 1 with the chicken dinner, but with only 5 kills, they secure themselves those 25 points. But unfortunately, in the second game, they do go down in 16th place with 0 kills, so only a total of 26 points right now for themselves, despite their first chicken dinner. It's going to be teams, as I say, like Flex now moving in up to the top of the leaderboard, as well as teams such as Arab Madness, who secure themselves in the first game 7 kills in the second place there, which is going to be 19 points in game number 1, and in the second game securing himself a comfortable 4th place with 2 kills. That's going to boost them up onto the leaderboard as well. We're also going to have a look at even teams like Reborn, who, despite a slightly disappointing 8th position in the second game, did secure themselves 3 kills in the first game, as well as 3rd place. And interestingly enough, despite the fact that, as we say, 3 of those members in the first game fell down, and it's all going to be really on Hermes, who has been consistent in these 2 games for Reborn with the highest amount of kills for their team.
Yeah, interesting stuff then. So we can definitely go any way, and teams like Arab Madness that have been playing that positional play might have a little bit of a tougher time to do that in Sanhok, and they're going to run up on more situations like they just had in Miramar, where they were in that compound comfy, but when they were surrounded there was not much of an exit. They could have pulled off the push up that hill had they landed a few more bullets in those confrontations, but yeah, they did come out second and they got wiped trying to make a push for the zone from that compound. Definitely made it to top 5 though, and they do have some high points, but if that happens to them in the early stages of this Sanhok game, they will be going out earlier and they will not be able to rack up that consistency and placement points throughout these 4 games tonight.
And it's going to be so important for these teams, as we say, moving into Sanhok, moving into Vikendi, how they'll choose to play on these maps, which are going to be much more about aggression, much more about these team fights. In Sanhok and map particularly, that if you choose to go for these central locations around the river, if you choose to go for the boot camp, for the Paradise Resort, even the ruins to an extent on that western side, we often see teams try to cross over the bridge, which the border will cut you off on, and around the water, which is all going to be about, as I say, positioning and team fighting for these teams to get a high and important position in this game number 3.
And it is still possible for Brute with 2 dominant games to pull back in tonight, but they did have such an awful start to game 2. It's going to be hard for them, especially with momentum and morality. That might be the fuel they need for the fire though, and it could push them back, but we'll have to see what they can pull out. They'll need 2 chicken dinners with kills right now, and they can still just put it back. But we do expect one of the other more consistent teams tonight to take the victory.
Exactly, and Brute, fair game in game number 1, they did secure themselves those 5 kills with 6th place in the first game up on Miramar. But going in, up on the first game, Miramar, the second game, they do, as I say, get a very unfortunate placement down very early. The first team out immediately on drop in the second game, and that is going to be them now desperate for game 3, game number 4, to move in and get those points, both in kills as well as score points. But we've seen Brute do it before. We've seen him on Sanhok take down teams, get the kills that they need on this 3rd game, and equally on Vikendi as well. So the potential is there.
Yeah, a lot of potential to be fulfilled tonight as the games unravel. Room codes aren't quite out for match 3, but I'm guessing it'll be about a half past start, maybe 25 past if they come out any minute now. So we're looking at about half past for the stream there on the 5-minute delay. Thanks for being with us. Yep, and we have 2 more games tonight, 1 Sanhok, 1 Vikendi, and we're going to take a little break now. I'm going to go make a cup of tea, You can do the same if you want, Highland Wolf, and we'll see you back for in the next game for about past or so. Thank you very much.
We smoking high grade, Serenity sound system. We make the people move and the people them a listen to the Rasta man vibe. But at least to the side, yeah we smile, yeah we nice up. We bring in a big speaker box, vibrations getting heavy to make your body rock. To the floor, to the top, your hair to your socks. The fun never stops when we bring in that speaker box. Gotta pick up that lively up crew. They organize a dance that is live just for you. So bring the love vibe, hands to the sky. If you love life, love life.
So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way, no the show don't stop. The people of the vibe, yeah we make a roadblock. So what, Mr. Officer? Come to try and make the show stop. Say we make a roadblock. No way, no the show don't stop. The people of the vibe, yeah we make a roadblock, 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 roadblock,
We witnessed the end of the road and we can't turn back. Man got trapped by the things that he grabbed. Wings that he had got singed in the blast. Now he's sinking in sands for the sins that we cast. Think back to the sins of the past, the things that you did that were linked to the crash. Feeling minced in the madness, brink of collapse. Now you're clenched in the grasp of the instance is fact. Present day, everyone wanna run away under the waves, baptized and we suffocate. Face fate that we're brung to our supper plate, tasting the blatant state of the coming days. Wake up and take up rage. Wasted days and ancient slayed. Pave the way for the age to change, so I'll make foundations for a new page.
And I feel it now, this urge to peel it down. I've seen in dreams of feeling free and now I'm reaching out. And I feel it now, this urge to peel it down. We see the feet of this here beastie when we leave this pound. Water and wind got more than enough to be wrought with the force that I brought through the mud. So as the amount of hits turning to dust, return to the void that we poison with lust. Back down in the sound of the deepness, souls got reaped on the ground in the sweetness, drowned in the source, and we found that we're speechless. Chance to repeat this, abandon the weakness. Pretty soon we'll be starting again, turn full circle, heart in the head. Start from the base with a half of us dead said, who's left in the half that wet? Earth turns on its axis moving, shifting the age, fast revolution. Smashed all the banks and it cracked the illusion. Smacked by the hand of the planet we're abusing. And I feel it now, this urge to peel it down. I've seen in dreams of feeling free and now I'm reaching out. And I feel it now, this urge to peel it down. We see the feet of this here beastie when we leave this pound. now. This urge to peel it down. I've seen in dreams of feeling free, and now I'm reaching out. And I feel it now, this urge to peel it down. We see the feet of this here beastie when we leave this pound.
The roar of the lion, the roar of the lion, feeling raw from the lion, contorted and crying, till I am dying, till I'm dead and I am dust once more. I'll be a thorn in the paw of the orcs. The roar of the lion, the roar of the lion, feeling raw from the lion, contorted and crying, till I am dying, till I'm dead and I am dust once more. I trust the source and trust the force from my rusted core.
Sounds of the engine rumbling, run from the jungle stumbling. They need fuel for the fire in the factory, cause civilization's crumbling. The queens die but the bees in the hive keep buzzing for the bread still bumbling. Earthquakes from a slumbering, crash of the lightning thundering. The hive mind is wondering, how did it all start tumbling? Down in the rabbit hole blundering, sucking up oil and plundering. A new profit economics and a new god. Guess who's funding him? No non-make-leave robotic wee-wee underlings stay under him. Then the animals turned into cannibals, trapped in a concrete zoo with a concrete roof and a concrete beat dance now to the concrete tune. Consume in a concrete zoo, consume in an incomplete completion. Sink to the deep as your head gets bruised and schooled. They said nature's separate, we've got a city and our life is electric. No pity for the life that we're messed with. We've got a big bad guy invested. Oh, we're minded the mind for our kind. Never mind what your mind suggested. But I'll be alive and alive, so why would I ingest this?
Escape iration, come and play in the civilization, rave to the beat, run from the forest, come out to the officer's trench and punch if you break from the beat, we're making a scene, making a map, come play with the beast, till we're breaking the land, cause we worship the prophet and the growth, gotta pick up a job for the gods, stop breaking your back. Escape iration, come and play in the civilization, rave to the beat, run from the forest, come out to the officer's trench and punch if you break from the beat, and we're making a scene, making an act, come play with the beast, till we're breaking the land, cause we worship the prophet and the growth, gotta pick up a job for the gods, stop breaking your back.
And what's the worst that can happen? As we walk in our sleep in this pattern, we get born and rebirth. So heavy on this planet, weight of the scars and the karma we're dragging. Collected, dissected, messed with, wrecked in a cesspit of destiny festered. Innocence contested, it's all gone westward. Now we are arrested for thoughts in our heads. Is boot to the face, blood from the truncheon, repeatedly beaten and punched him. Officer enforcement enforcing the dungeons, down in the prison of the laws of consumption. Concrete jungle turned concrete zoo houses, concrete houses upon houses upon houses. There's no life in the concrete around us. There be life in the forest that's without us.
Escape iration, come and play in the civilization, rave to the beat, run from the forest, come out to the officer's trench and punch if you break from the beat, and we're making a scene, making an act, come play with the beast, till we're breaking the land, cause we worship the prophet and the growth, gotta pick up a job for the gods, stop breaking your back. Escape iration, come and play in the civilization, rave to the beat, run from the forest, come out to the officer's trench and punch if you break from the beat, and we're making a scene, making an act, come play with the beast, till we're breaking the land, cause we worship the prophet and the growth, gotta pick up a job for the gods, stop breaking your back.
of the road. Free your mind, free your soul, free the life that they try to control. See these signs, see they show, a long stride to the end of the road.
In this battle we tackle the masses, the capitalists. We slash the wrists, the cash, the pigs, the minds they grasp and twist. We try and free the minds with the rhymes we ride on sine waves. We seek to find and free the lives inside the violent mind games. I want to murder this burden before it murders us. Inside my mind I'll be searching whilst I work in dust. A servant of the soul that serve us through this hurtful flood. Until death will find us land and return to us. The signs say we might make a hell on earth, and I believe it, but please feel inside my verse. Feel inside this curse, see the tyrants have unearthed a demon on this planet, man, and damage it with words. And when you wake up and take up your rage, escape from this maze and just shake off your chains. Break out your cage, know your mind is no slave. It's a priceless device that can make love or hate.
Free your mind, free your soul, free the life that they try to control. See these signs, see they show, a long stride to the end of the road. Free your mind, free your soul, free the life that they try to control. See these signs, see they show, a long stride to the end of the road.
The clock is ticking, souls are itching to be woken up. Reading Revelations, I see this age was spoken of. The 4 horsemen have come to fight the hope and love. We came here to warn you as we flow over broken dogs. Our doom is looming and it seems some most are choosing to be blessed inside their ignorance and worship those abusing. Worship clothes, thinking they're winners but they're losing. Yo, it's quite confusing, watching humans on improvement. I see a movement, but no one's getting mad enough. There's no time left, Mother Earth has had enough. Ununited, you see that we won't damage much. So free the police and the soldiers from the backers clutch. Trapped in the lust of their greed, if we don't drop attachment, we won't be free. There won't be no freedom for you, I or he. Will be turned into oil, watch that cycle repeat.
Free your mind, free your soul, free the life that they try to control. See these signs, see they show, a long stride to the end of the road.
Hello, hello, hello. Oi, oi. We are back for game 3 tonight in the Brute Scrims. We're in Sanhok right now, and there's going to be some hot, dirty drops for you. There's going to be pressure as people have to make a move towards zone. And there's going to just be constant fights. It's going to be impossible to keep up with. We do have about 19 teams here, all ready to frag out the others and get those points, clutching for the top places in Brute Scrims tonight.
And that is what we can expect here from game number 3. We've seen PENTA take down game number 1 with a chicken dinner. We've seen Dan Flex take down in number 2 on Miramar, and now in Sanhok. We'll have to see who and what team will be taking down game number 3. A direct drop over boot camp ruins a possibility, as well as Paradise Resort. The islands and generally the center of Sanhok, going straight down the middle of that plane path, is going to leave so much open for these teams.
Yeah, gun there, taking Order Camp Charlie and Bantai to themselves. No one really dropping in Painan, so that's one bit of loot missed out for everyone there right now. Bootcamp looking like we have a steady maybe 3 squads keen for victory, and 23. What's 23 there? Is that Feather?
It will be Orion Nebula.
Orion Nebula. Oh, yeah. Nice one. So, yeah, looking like Bootcamp could have a little bit of action right now.
It will be Orion Nebula versus Keen in this matchup in the bootcamp right now. But we also have game. It will be for victory here coming out on the northern side of bootcamp as well. Going to be a team we have to keep a look at, as well as round actually straight past Paradise Resort. No team choosing to head there. We actually see PENTA and Flex, these two teams who we've already spoken about being the victors of Game 1 and Game 2 going to be matching up in Northern Side on Mong night.
Finally, boot camp's loaded in properly. All the players were just on loop when I first got here. It was weird. Everyone was stuck in some glitchy loop, but now we see the team start to be looted up. It is double loot here, so boot camp is going to be get you sorted pretty quickly. Orion Nebula taking a little bit of damage there. Scry down to half health, trying to rotate round to the rest of the team now. Make sure they've got the numbers to deal with this confrontation when it comes, because Keen are pretty keen and they're already rotating around and chasing Scry down.
Yeah, they thought they could get Sky out of position, but they're not going to find him for the moment. Qlash do get a knock-up though, however, onto Arab Madness. This fight and this contention, however, in boot camp is heating up, as Sky looks like he's going to try go for a grenade when they open through this door. Not going to land though, unfortunately, and Nurse trying to shoot through the window. Sky is now pinned by the team of Keen.
Nurse comes out the door there. Scry is going to make a little push round this backup fire from Play Chi here. Nurse goes around the other side and instantly bleeds out Scry, taking out one member there of Orion Nebula. Fella sitting here in the top floor, trying to keep an overwatch on the rest of the movement right now. But the shots are coming in from Plav Chiha. Nade out.
They're just a bit out of position from Scry, takes him down, but on the top side we see MW versus Reborn in KO. Another one falls, as well as Arab Madness and Qlash also fighting down against each other. So many important team fights right now taking place.
We do have intense versus wasted as well. Nick out, nearly down. Shots coming in from the side from the Yuka, but Plav Chica just turns around and finishes him off. But then the last little push there was all a big mistake, and they just get wiped. And Orion Nebula, unfortunately, on the back foot at the start there, with Scry getting under a lot of pressure, but managed to put it back and come out on top here in this bootcamp drop.
In KO, the fight still continues. Earl, the final member of Most Wanted, versus Reborn here. Reborn still 2 members alive. Reborn actually going to find a knock up onto Most Wanted, when that will be looking like MW going to be in trouble here.
Intense coming in with that pressure again, knocking Chris out. Flex has also gone down elsewhere on the map. Susie here cooking a grenade to throw under the bridge as he chases them around one side of the bridge. They retreat to the other. The nade goes off, and it looks like it was just beautiful play there from Intense. The pressure is high. Wow, I've never seen that before. That's a sneaky little play there on a bit of small bridge-like cover. Throw a nade on one side and push the other. Great stuff there. We love it.
And choke these teams out is what we're going to be expecting from these bridge plays. We see even PROE trying to 3-man party against Merly from Team Brute in the northern side as well. We did see earlier Arab Madness take down Qlash, and that will be looking like it will be Qlash CIS taking down Qlash MENA. Still going to be, as you know, it will be Qlash MENA taken down, and it will be Qlash CIS also out as well. So both Qlash teams and 16 teams remaining. Universe getting a knock up onto Intense. PROE also knocking down Brute.
Universe coming in beautifully there. I was just looking at the map, and all 4 players' shoot markers lit up at exactly the same time, and that is, and we're talking about teamwork in game 1 from Arab Madness. I'd like to talk about it again with Universe right there. They moved in on where they knew there was a party, waited for every single member to be ready to shoot, and then opened fire at exactly the same time. And that is a way to spray the hell out of 1 or 2 people. And they got the knock and confirmed pretty swiftly, I think, and they're pushing in further, but Syomga gets the knock on Dizzy there. Universe overextending a little bit. Sunshot doesn't have much cover, ducking down in the middle of nowhere. Really, really dumb, and you're gonna suffer for that. Should have kept on running and zigzagging. That was your only hope there, Sunshot, and now you're getting bled out. But Gold Touch counter strikes, and Syomga goes down.
And that's going to be so important. The flank and the range there from Intense has been taken down from Syomga. Scout, the only surviving member, trying to find Gold Touch, will find one. Can he find a second? He is very, very low here. DC knows this. He's going to try and go around for the side shot here around the building, but he can't quite find him, and it will finally go down. They will take down Intense. They will be out of the game in 14th place, and it will be 6 teams already falling within the first couple minutes here. We're not even 7 minutes, only just into the game.
Well, in 10 to 7 minutes, what we come to expect from Erangel of these high-tier teams. You know, they might be able to avoid each other in Miramar for most of the game sometimes, but they cannot avoid each other here in Sanhok. Reborn looking really comfy here. Looks like they've managed to finally take Cal for themselves, and they've come out on top of this long prolonged drama that was happening here up in Cal that I unfortunately didn't manage to get too much of into the stream, but it is nice to see Shiro and Bimby coming out on top here, and they're going to make a way into zone here in the north. Meanwhile, we do have Penta firing some shots down at Equilibritas. Michi on quite low health, so definitely taking some shots back at some point. Equilibritas managing to knock and bleed out Swave in mere seconds as Fender is down, and Duxon's making a bit of a push right now using the rock as cover. Reflex is also down. There is only 2 standing. No, Tails has just been revived, going to heal up now.
We also have in another building here VAE versus the Victory in the center of the map. They also doing equally the same here as VAE surround them in the center, and like Equilibritas finds a couple of defensive maneuvers here against Penta as well, though.
Yeah, they managed to take out Duxon too. Guilo on very low health now, managing to heal up. Benyo not sure how to deal with this. Michi taking a bit of a move back to a rock. Can hopefully use this TPP advantage right now in the high ground and come out on top as Guilo does go down to the overwatch from Michi. Benyo is down from Guilo's shots though.
Penta and Equilibritas find 1-for-1. The Victory look like they are cleaning up on the aisle 15 against VAE right now as they suffer against the hands of For Victory. Interestingly enough, Penta do lose 1-0 on the other side as Equilibritas take down another. Penta Michi, the only surviving member, goes prone, but it's not going to be nearly enough as Equilibritas wipe them out one at a time, and Penta, the aggressiveness of that situation, could not take down Equilibritas, and they survived with now 11 teams remaining.
VAE losing members extremely quickly here as I move in for Victory. Guess also getting third party by Gun here, so now for Victory the only one standing. VAE look like they've been wiped. Fusion needs to get revved and healed up as Gun make us push. Are they going to make a push down this hill or not? They're going to keep that high ground and overwatch them. They are out of zone. It looks like they do have to come this way in some time. In 1 minute this zone's going to move and they need to come in.
Orion Nebula, a team coming down from the boot camp. They're also going to be up against For Victory. For Victory have defended one team off as VA run up the hills, but Gamers Unite Nation now going to be coming in against Orion Nebula here, and the fight will break down very shortly right now.
And that's it, it's Sanhok. You try and move away from one situation, but you just find yourself walking straight into another. Paki 98 has gone down. Chrono's going to try and get that rev ASAP. Palmer's doing the best around this rock, trying to take out Illogist. And Illogist does go down. And now shots are coming in from For Victory.
Vertu also from the back foot. They take down one on Orion Nebula, and it will be Gamers Unite Nation with the help of Vertu taking down, unfortunately, Orion Nebula there. They will fall down in 11th place. Vertu, they've done what they needed to, but actually I say that they lose one from Universe as they manage to find a kill of their own, in teams behind teams here. Bigfoot sniping and murdering players on Sanhok right now.
Yeah, a lot of players are finding it very hard to find some solitude away from the madness right now. One of those teams definitely being Gun. They're just surrounded, taking shots from all sorts of angles, keep on getting revved every time they get a knock, but it's relentless for them. They have Universe on one angle, Virtue on another, and For Victory on another, and it looks like they're moving back sideways away from most of these situations. Trying to go maybe rotate around For Victory and come into zone. They still have time to, and they can tank it a little bit. Panic moving in on the east. Arab Madness up there at the top, not really pushing in too far. We're taking it zone by zone and compound by compound, like we said, trying to play positionally to secure those consistent top 5s.
And that looks like it is a consistent playstyle here from the Rad Madness, but they do have the team fights when it comes in for needing to fight against the enemies here. But Universe and Vertu going to be fragging each other out here. They're trying to aim at each other. They found a 1-for-1. But can they find a second on either side? We're just going to have to see. Blitz for Vertu trying to find a grenade onto Mafia, but falling short. He will get Molotov'd in from behind though. Gamers Unite Nation also here. Bigfoot, and as that border shifts once again into Paradise Resort, really the only central building inside the play zone right now. We do have a fight going on with Gamers Unite Nation versus the Victory. Fusion separated from a team, and it looks like Gamers Unite Nation are using this as perhaps an opportunity. It looks like also Blitz going down with the frag from a Universe there as they find one with the help of DC here, Bigfoot as well.
Nice work, and they're just going to take that loot now and keep moving. They're in a good position right now. The Victory trying to take out Diavla right now, but also aware of the need for movement to zone. It is Paradise Resort in zone, not much more, a few little compounds that will probably be taken out soon enough. Arab Madness pushing in pretty comfortable right now. Reborn very close to Arab Madness. They've both been pushing in very close proximity, about 100 meters away from each other, just moving in like synchronicity, but not really aware of each other's location yet. Panic sitting comfy in that southeast compound as well. PROE in center of the zone. It could pop center, but it could hard shift up towards Paradise or any of these small compounds. It's going to be a luck game with this next shift. As we move into zone 5, it'll be interesting to see which teams luck out and which teams don't, and who can take advantage of what situation.
Rambo here for Panic has got eyes on for Victory as they move into the zone, and likely will deny their approach as much as possible. We also do have Gamers Unite Nation, that team going straight into the south between all the teams and all the compounds there. Universe perhaps going to try and walk forward to take down Diablo, the final member for Gamers Unite Nation to cross into the zone, but it will be PROE, a team that have been desperate to try make a resurgence here tonight. Diablo going to find a knock-up, however, onto PROE. They're going to find one of their own back, and now here comes the fight with Panic also taking down members. Two go down for Victory as Rambo takes down multiple members here against the Victory, but the flank comes round. He's trying to come round for Victory. They look like they're going to go for a rush against Panic. Down.
Yeah, and that push there, they only really had one option, that was to like try rush that compound. It's a shame it didn't work out for them. It was all they could do. Really put straight away on the back foot as the blind shots into the smoke took the first member out. Those jump shots past the window not quite cutting it, and definitely not enough to stay alive as they get wiped. Arab Madness currently going down to Reborn, but Binby also going down back to Arab Madness. I think it is a 1-to-1 there, putting Reborn on 2 players and Arab Madness on 2 from 3. So yeah, they need to get Binby back up.
We also see actually players from Gamers Unite Nation also falling as well. Rambo has fallen down to the side. It looks like Aequilibritas PROE also struggling here. Binby does go down, and that will be a 1-for-2 here. So Arab Madness flush 0 into the blue zone to die right now as Arab Madness continue their aggression into the play zone now. Once again looking like a top 7 finish, perhaps even a top 5 for them for the 3rd game in a row. Panic also losing one. That will be them losing another as Toxic falls to PROE. These teams desperate to try get into the border as it closes once again.
Oof. And Arab Madness away from any other squad right now. Almost definitely going to make it in the top 5 again. The zone shifts pretty hard south, but Arab Madness do have a clean runway. If Shiro can get through Paradise, Shiro will also have a clean runway. But it's looking like Universe, PROE, Panic, Equilibritas, and the last remaining member of Gun are all pushed up in this south zone, and not many of them are going to last very long here in this jungle. It is going to start raining bullets and fire. Halo knocks out Anomaly. Anomaly's down. Nearly all of PROE are down, and they are out now, bringing it to 7 teams.
Only one remaining member. Panic couldn't quite find Frutella. The smoke does come out against him, and Frutella the only surviving member as PROE lose 2. Chrono has barely made it in with 2 members of PROE going down. Allowed Chrono to get back into the play zone to fight for their team. Games Unite Nation still alive. Arab Madness versus Universe right now, however.
Dissy's overextension just adds to Arab Madness team kills there. Currently on 7. But Dissy's team was also on 9, I think. And Chrono does go out. That is it for Gun. Equilibritas extremely damaged right now. 3 teams left. Shiro, the last remaining standing member of Reborn, looking like Arab Madness actually going to push it to a chicken for the 3rd game. And with the same gameplay in Game 4, I'm pretty certain the points are going to be racking up for them. If they can make top 3 Game 4, maybe even the positioning play taking them to a 4th game, 2nd chicken, we could see a domination from this new squad here tonight. Shiro very low health, and that is the match over as the Overwatch from Arab Madness just cleans up the last battlefield.
And that will be Arab Madness taking it down with 9 kills for themselves. The chicken dinner. They were securing themselves that top 3 finish there for the first 2 games. The top 5 finish, sorry, with 2nd and then 4th place. But now securing himself is going to put them in a very comfortable position with 29 points going towards them in Sanhok. It is exactly what they needed, and they played it so well, moving around the game, taking down Qlash early, moving around the north side, taking out Reborn, and then securing himself a spot in that play zone to take down both Shiro as that final member of Reborn as well as Equilibritas. However, good job to Shiro once again taking Reborn to a high position score with 2nd place. They were 3rd, as I say, in game number 1, but with 8 kills going towards them in game number 3 is going to be another team here right on the heels of Arab Madness. And it's going to be really a contention here, 1v1 in terms of squads and points between Reborn and Arab Madness moving into game number 4.
Yeah, Reborn really needing to survive out this last game. Same with Arab Madness. I'm very confident Arab Madness's positional play and technique. They can really move through, and they did well to survive the early conflict. That could have destroyed it for them. They did great to come out on top, and we really saw some good plays there. Patience is definitely key, and also consistency as well. Arab Madness showing the consistency tonight. All 3 games with good finishes.
And that's exactly what we expect from a team coming into, especially a number of squads that have that skill, that have that ability already that we know. And it's going to be these really the stories of these new teams, as I say, once again, them coming in and securing their positioning, taking down their play style against the other teams. And Arab Madness playing a very patient but tactical game, securing himself, as I say, 3 top 5 finishes, a chicken dinner already, still Vikendi to go.
So yeah, we do have the final game, and we will be going to Vikendi and seeing how these teams fare out for the last of the night here in the Brute Scrims. And see what Brute can put out the bag for the last game as well. But unfortunately, I don't think they're on top of this week's Scrims, and we'll have to cheer for them again next week and see how they can get on.
Yeah, is it going to be unfortunate that I don't know what's going on with my power? As you see in the background, I'm not at home inside right now, so unfortunately I won't be able to charge my devices, and something seems to be eating up my power unfortunately tonight, unusually, so won't be able to come into the 4th game. I will stay inside the game and have a look and see what goes on in terms of the action, however.
Yeah, that's a shame, buddy, but, you know, thank you for making the effort and still tuning in from the car.
I will. The car casting goes on once again, and it will continue throughout this week, hopefully.
Oh, it's good crack. Yeah, we do have Pro EU Scrims on a Thursday now every week, and we do have a set schedule coming up, so from now on it's Pro EU Thursdays, Penetrate Sundays, Brute on Tuesdays, and we have Accelerate on Fridays or Saturdays. I think it's Fridays. The first one's this second
Fridays,
one. Yeah, so coming up this Friday will be our second one, and that's the schedule set there. So I'm just going to be streaming some gameplay on the other nights as well.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. At least 4 nights of scrims for you guys on Bigfoot's channel, and we'll join as many as I can where possible as well, because, you know, it's exciting times here in PUBG with so much going on in really crazy times as well. But that's going to be all from me for game number 3 and the stream, but it will continue on Bigfoot's side here, casting the 4th game for you guys. And stay safe as always.
Alright, cheers for joining in, buddy. See you soon.
Trinity Lo-Fi, Jody Bigfoot, Louis Eco.
Little fella in a bit of bother with the bandits. I'm getting rash, Tanner in my hand grip. Slash quick God of war is my tactics. Protect the village, the man scran go hand quick. Slash fast with taxi, the road and gets rash. You don't wanna see me war, I get nasty. Trapped in attack cause my tactics are crafty. I'm raj when I slash so fast you can't catch me. Low fire, the righteous spots. Slice with the hype is the hyperdots. As the virus of Midas rises up. We're fighting the tyrants, slice with the tongue. The finest of swords and the sharpest of knives. The hardest of truths and the darkest of lies. Embark in the horror as we sharpen the mind. Hard to my honor, protect the little guy. Servant samurai, protect the village, protect the rise. Samurai, protect the village, protect your wife. Samurai, protect the village, protect your life. Samurai, protect the village, protect or die. The man in the back is gang of vigilante. Sharpen the blades, bandits grasp on their band-aids. Understand my mandate's to rampage. Warriors stand, I'll rampage and smash base. Fuck your musket, free your way a steel blade. I'll leave you bloodless, feel pain. I could kill you humane, but I'm pissed off today. I'll rip off your face, then piss on your grave. Iaido, Aikido, Sumo, Judo, Chino, Soldier, Bruce Bones. One swift move, 3 hits to the dome. Switch up the sequence, much like to the flow. Bodies everywhere, river runs red. Look around you as you take your final breath. We won the war, but my mind is depressed. Never won a battle, all my comrades are dead.
I see pride and I see power. Don't let any man devour your soul. I see pride and I see power. Don't let any man devour your soul. I see pride and I see power. Don't let any man devour your soul. I see pride and I see power. Don't let any man devour your soul.
Living in a world that can feel so cold, and when times get hard you can feel alone. Just turn up this one and let love take control, cause Trinity Lo-Fi will nourish your soul. Sisters and brothers, stop for a second, take a look in at the mirror, tell me what do you see? I see love staring back at me. When you look upon yourself, can you see the beauty in your blemishes and scuffs? And diamond is no less beautiful uncut. No matter your size, creed or color, we are all connected to one another and can feel pride in ourselves. No need to put another man down. Feel pride, you know that you can achieve. Your potential is limitless like the stars up above. Now tell me, what do you see? What do you see?
What do you see?
Måste pela
ファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝 What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝はじめにビッグアップラスタマン小さな国からこんにちは世界に向けてマイクロフォン線立てラガに取りこの19のブラッド足並み揃えて分社型また君と巡り合うパンデカーナお金稼ぐためワークハードそんなつまらない人生にはみんなギバファック What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝 What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝仲間と火を囲むスモーキンローバーレゲエを愛するミュージックローバーダブに身を包むミスターコニス皆のおかげで Enjoy my life ラガマフィンサラミセ Wicked and wild I don't wanna trouble me say we no wonder Yeah 祈ればいつでも benefits で Yeah when a wicked man play a dub No for them are bright What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝 What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝祈る日本の平和な日々バビロン社会にファイアバーに知識は減らない Keep learning今日も耳にはボブマーレーラガマフェに影響されてからずっと鳴り山鳴らせたの歴史と流れ僕ファ受け継ぐルーツとカルチャーのバトンそしてラガの誇りアザラガソルジャーまぶせ夜明けにライオンが噛みつくバビロン政治にファ中指立てるジャオを祈ることが唯一の策なら君も今すぐラスタファーライ What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝 What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝 What's it been ラスタファーライ日々いただいてるメディテーション What's it been ラスタファーライ日本の島から飛ばす感謝メルラでもメルラ見切れます
I said, don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed. I said, don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed. From them boys violate the weed man. The girls them say him want soap on the rag. And from them boys violate the weed man. Me hear the coke piper him only woman. From them boys violate the weed man. Me hear him start far with peer for the man. And from them boys violate the weed man. Him can't get a 20 much less a bills back. So don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't the weed. Supply weeded, supply road dog, supply little nurse, supply all the cops, supply pan, supply equal stock pan stock. The whole August town and more base soon lock. Stack it up and pallet, should be out pan rocks. Herb to America, suitcase and box. Little coke on the side, you mad the board box. Coming like them boy and us say we are us. I said don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed. I said don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed. Violate the weed man. Violate the weed man. Violate the weed man. Violate the weed. I said don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed. I said don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed man. Don't you dare violate the weed.
Work hard, without a doubt. Youth work hard and stand out. Youth work hard, put food in a mouth. Do not wait for no handout. Me a work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Yeah, me a work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Because me nah sit down a yard and say nothing nah go on. Nothing nah go on until you make something go on. Hey, see this style there, youth go on go farm. See the seed that sell seafood and put money in a palm. Hey, get a youth number that gun knock shot. Get a youth put down the water gun, put down the pop shot. Yeah, and don't become a victim. I told them system, are you listening? Are you listening? Work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Yeah, me a work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Say if you want good, them say your nose a fi run me now. Me no 666 when I pose and sit down. No, me a step in at the street anywhere the work the other me ganta. Food a faith me now. Me no lazy bug, I am a working day. So me wake up in the morning bright and early. Yeah, and hail the Almighty. Work me gone after me hot cup of tea. You see me a work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Yeah, me a work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my right. Youth, anything you put in, yeah, I that you get out. No sit down a yard, frost out yourself and stress out. Yeah, go put your shoulders to the wheel. Even if a bag juice you a sell, or a orange you a pill. We are real youth, so we keep it real. We're not afraid to tell yourself we are Malton Camel. We're working for a better day, get a better deal. Never yet we not go rob, kill or steal. No, no. Work hard, fi make a brighter day. Me a work hard, fi get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Yeah, me a work hard. make a brighter day. Me a work hard to get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way. Yeah, me a work hard to make a brighter day. Me a work hard to get a brighter pay. Yeah, I saw me do it from day to day, trying to achieve my way.
Sorry if you are watching right now, it looks like it might have been frozen out. Just going to restart the software right now and see what happens, but it looks like we're going to be frozen out of this fourth game. We will see. It'll possibly just send me straight back to the room there. It does often do that on the loading freeze. You'll get to see firsthand how this works again. Hopefully it'll bring us back into the game, but I've never seen that happen from this situation. There has been an update or two, but probably just get dropped straight back in the room. Oh, I'm so glad that might be a fix in the updates, and we're rolling! Okay, that's good news for us if Tencent have fixed the stuck in the room bug. I mean, they haven't fixed the freezing altogether, but it does look like the stuck in the room bug might be gone, because every other time that's happened to me in the past month and a half, I've been stuck in the room on arrival. So we're down to 17 teams. We have missed a bit of action here. Hard shift south for the circle. Teams mostly evenly spread out, but we do have PROE clashing with Full Victory and Qlash. Friteller here with the G36, no helmet or armor, making a push down to Volty. That's what's happened. So they've both dropped here hot, and they've just made a scramble to the first gun, and they're trying to get that early squad wipe. Volty Volty on extremely low health. But it does look like Kashi has managed to loot up a bit more, and PROE may be putting themselves on the back foot by rushing so early. Do they have enough loot to deal with a counter push? Those last little bits of damage done there with a revolver, lovely stuff. And who is moving in on this area right now? It's looking like we just have Full Victory and PROE right now. Niwata very far away for Victory. PROE ready to swamp the rest of full victory if needs be. So Arab Madness getting the whole of Cosmodrome to themselves, Universe with the whole of Pot of Oster to themselves. Panic on top here. Oh. Yeah, a little bit on top of each other here with MW. Most Wanted EU making a push down, wiping Jasmine out. Where are the rest of Panic? A little bit further south, so it looks like Jasmine's been caught overextended there and taken out. Panic down to 3 members. Most Wanted still comfy on 4 and sitting with that 1 team kill already. Orion Nebula landed comfy and Volnova with the whole thing to themselves. No one's looted Winery yet. And we do have 2 teams dropping down in Miramar. Reborn, a very strong squad, performing very strong tonight. Up here against Totem, who are also an extremely ridiculous squad, but just unable to clinch those top 3 victories tonight. And what is going to happen here as they have Hermes overwatch from that tree there, as they move around this 3 stack. Bimby and Mido down there in a different part of the village. Ailjab and Shiro right in each other's building, doing the TPP corner camp. Who's going to come out on top? Is Ailjab even going to stay in this building? Some shots being sent. G3 doesn't seem to be landing in anyone particular right now. Yogan manages to peep. Yep. Peep out and down Bimby there. The PP Bison. And it's looking like Bimby doesn't have any damage there to the armor and health. Same with a level 3 helmet as well. That's just unfortunate there to be knocked from such a distance with just like the arm and leg shots there. Mido is coming in for the rev, and Shiro is outnumbered now, but with the smoke and the gas tank on the stairs. Beautiful stuff. Only 1 more member to get. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, Shiro. Finish them off. Go on, last one, buddy. Oh my days. Reborn on top. Reload that shotgun. Get some health in your buddy and continue this rampage. Look at that. That is amazing stuff from Reborn. So glad we caught that on camera. Gonna have to clip that and get that online separate. Might even be my first Instagram post. I love it there. Look at that. So that's Reborn coming out on top of Milnar. On basically no health, managing to clear that squad out. Wow, just running up on the reload with that S12 there and just bang, bang, bang. And I love the way he firsted each one with 1 shot. We love a good first me mummy as Flex drives here past Orion Nebula. Orion Nebula not landing any shots in there. Lots of different people based around up here. We do have Gamers United sending some shots here. Orion Nebula just bleezing on, trying to get those shots in too, but Flex just driving straight past. Both Flex vehicles making it straight through, and they're doing what I love to do. They're heading down to that south area so they can have the sea on their backside. Does look like Penta have managed to just get a wipe there. I missed who that was, but now Flex sit here comfortable with that sea behind them. They only have to worry about 180 degrees for now. Why worry about all angles when you can worry about half as many? If you see a zone like this, get yourself to the coast if there's some good compounds or any cover, and have a little push just upwards with the zone from that and see how that works out for you. You can check a solo versus squad game uploaded to my YouTube here. The other day I went down to the coast to shoot my flare like that, and there was already a team there. I did have to run away because they were pushing at an inopportune time, so I got my stuff and got out of there. But you can see that's a 12 kill solo versus squad win, all about playing for position. So we talk about playing for position a lot in these scrims and how you just move around the zone positionally, not pushing fights you don't need and waiting for the people to come to you and taking them out, especially in TPP when you have that corner advantage. You can have there's a whole 20-minute game there. I'll cut a little bits of the useless bits out, and you can just watch how you can slowly play for position and take those solo versus squad victories if that's something you want to chase or practice. Come on, map rendering, thank you. So yeah, PROE here, taking some shots from Qlash as they went past, but sending some back too. For victory, about to get pushed straight in on by Qlash, coming past. Chose the wrong compound maybe, he's choosing to camp a compound out of zone. But sending those shots down and almost and taking out PROE. Beautiful stuff. Someone shot a flare up. The car comes rocking in. Needs to keep spraying. Can't quite see PROE now. Lost him, haven't you, Niwata? You've lost there, look, right there. Oof. It's looking like that tree is doing a lot of work for Qlash. And now see, choosing the wrong compound to stop him. Why stop out of zone when you can stop in zone? They really should have kept going with that position right there, but they're not too far away and they can keep pushing in right now. Reborn with that amazingly strong start, have fired that flare and secured themselves some good weapons, I expect. I'll try and have a little find out what they've got here. Can't quite see, who was it? Bimby still rocking the Uzi, a man after my own heart. Trying to see if I can see what's here in the squad. In the drop. There is an A-dub in that drop right now. Bimby picking up the sniper of choice. I just need to go back to that drop so I can get rid of this menu here. Doesn't go otherwise. Goodbye. PROE getting that knock on foreheads over by the other airdrop. Another full flare coming down right now. PROE sitting comfy. 3 team kills for PROE right now as the flare drops in. They're going to need to nade it off that roof there if it doesn't fall naturally. They do have plenty of vehicles here. It's falling slowly. They're going to be alright. What do they have in this one? M249 and another A-dub. So we have 2 A-dubs in play. It's going to be a nice little sniper finish. And with the chaos again, everyone pushing in on one small area. Reborn ready for the fight right now. Hermes hits down Illogist from Orion Nebula. Fella blows up Silence from Qlash. Mido, G36 on Scout, and Bimby finishes off with the Uzi. Just going to quickly nab my pizza out the oven. Hey, sorry about that, I just had to grab something out of the oven. My friend put a pizza in for me, who I live with, and it looks like we're back now, and VAE have taken 2 knocks in this center circle zone. Universe pushing in and just bleeding them out, jumping down with a drum shot. Dissy getting unknown through the window there. Value War. Lou War, the last one alive. And Q9 also actually, sorry, Q9 on extremely low health. The drop shot from Sunshot, but the flank in from Luwar comes in. Karu's down, it's just down to Dissy and Luwar now, extremely low health all round. What an intense fight to come back to. I'm so glad I made it back in time for that. Are they going to go for the Rev and go for 2 guns, or are they going to go for the health? It's looking like the push is coming in strong and Dissy does clean up. Wow. A little bit of a freeze there. Sorry, I'm going to restart again. So sitting with 10 teams before we froze there. How many's going to be left as we load into the last little part of this Vikendi match? Oh, and we're not. So they don't fix the stuck in the room. Ah, well. Well, that's it for us, I'm afraid. No scores for game 4, unfortunately. So we will be back later this week. We'll be back on Friday with Accelerate Scrims. Thanks for joining us.